presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
What's going on, everyone? Happy New Year. It is 1/1/2026. Once again, Happy New Year. This is Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. It is your boy Smoooth with 3 O's. Thanks for taking time out of your new year by being part of this conversation where, once again, anything, man, when I say anything with this show, it's just so amazing, but where the conversations are always smooth. And for those watching for the first time, thank y'all very much. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for taking time out once again to be a part of this show. I call this show my ministry. Something that I started back in June 2024. The very first guest right here in the TSC, the Saunders Experience, was the one, the only guy, Tory. And ever since then, this show has truly been a blessing. It's all about getting these stories told. We see people who are doing amazing things on TV, in radio, on social media, on stages, behind the stage, whatever it is. And you don't really get to know their why, their reason, where they came from. And you never know, someone could be watching who can relate to any of our guests and can possibly be inspired by what they see or what they hear. So this is what this show is all about. So I need everyone right now to go ahead and spread the word. Let everyone know about Smoooth Productions. I need y'all to scan the QR code on your screen right now. You'll see a few things that's under the Smoooth Productions umbrella. You'll have smooth moments. So y'all need some amazing photography, videography, drone services. I can make that happen. You also see the platform Sports Talk Show Network. That is my Sports Talk Show brand right there. Been doing that for 8 years consistently every Wednesday, y'all. Every first Wednesday of the month, you have Ladies Night, the All Ladies panel, where I call them the best panel of ladies who love sports. Then the last Wednesday of every month, you have the Man Cave, all men. And I always say where anything can go down. Then in between the first and the last Wednesday, you have the main show where I'll be hosting, and you have a collection of panelists from Ladies Night and the Man Cave. So go ahead and scan the QR code. You'll see the shows right there. You'll see the platform Sports Talk Show. It will be on. You'll see Facebook. You'll see Twitter. You'll see Instagram. You see YouTube. You see all that by scanning the QR code. Then, of course, shouts out to my KBDR Beat District Radio family. Goes to beatdistrictradio.com. Check out the website. They also have an amazing app as well. Just go ahead and download it on Google Play and the App Store. High definition, very nice quality in regards to the app. Everyone sounds amazing, just like we are right now with Smoooth Conversations. So make sure y'all go ahead and show the KBDR Beat District Radio family some love by going to the website and also downloading the app on Google Play and on the App Store. Going back to the radio station, we have so many great shows on that station. From this show to the show that you heard previously with my boy JD the DJ. You have comedy podcasts. You have teen radio podcasts. You have other DJs who's doing amazing things like DJ Superman Speed. And we haven't heard this show in a minute, but you have Radio Riot. You got Fat Mac doing his thing as well. The letter D since 76 and his show. So just so many great things that we have going on for the new KBDR Beat District Radio, the first Black-owned online radio station hailing from the heart of Ferguson. So show us love, and we keep on continuing to do many more things, doing things for the community, and continue to expand the brand. And lastly, if y'all would like to have an ad placed on the station, or maybe you want to sponsor one of our many shows at KBDR Beat District Radio, shoot us an email, not right now, but right now. info@beatdistrictradio.com. You can have your ads played throughout certain times. You'll get a form. You'll be able to say, hey, I want to go ahead and have an ad played during 7 p.m. or during the morning rush hour, whatever it is. We can make that happen for y'all. So send us your info. Just go to info@beatdistrictradio.com. Shoot us an email once again, info@beatdistrictradio.com, and you will be good to go. So once again, Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. And tonight, another Smoooth Conversation is about to go down. This is a man that I'm going to tell a backstory when he's shown on the screen, but he is a DJ. He is a sound engineer. He has photo booths. He's a husband. He's a father. He's one of the most humbled guys that I've came across, and he's done so much amazing things in regards to setting up for concerts and amazing private events or parties or block parties or whatever you want to call it. This man has done it. And tonight we're going to talk about it and get his stories told, because people always see, us DJs doing stuff, in the forefront or setting up events, but they don't really get the backstory in regards to how much more is in regards to what it takes to set up an event and to go through this with clients and etc. That's what this show is all about, because I think it's more respect needs to be given, more appreciation needs to be given for people like myself and our special guest this evening, who is the one, the only DJ Code Zero. What is going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Glad to have you on the show, man.
Oh, my pleasure.
We've been trying to get this together for a minute, so when I reached out to you, you didn't hesitate, said, no, but then you were like, I got to check my schedule because, you be doing your thing.
Right.
And we made things happen. So once again, thank you for being part of the show. Look forward to having a great conversation with you, man.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Happy New Year to you.
I'm right back at you.
So we had the discussion when he first came over to the TSC. I was like, well, how was your New Year? Because I'm thinking maybe like me, he had a previous gig, last night and whatever. But you said what?
Oh, we laid back this year. Last year was pretty busy for us last year. Well, we pretty much had our own band as far as hired out a band. So, of course, I had to run the sound, DJ, of course, and we had our photo booths, and most definitely my wife pretty much implemented the whole plan as far as the structure of the event. So it was a well-rounded event. We had multiple ages, anywhere from your mid-30s all the way up to, I think we may have someone that was even 90 years old. So wow. We had to make sure the band that we had prior to the music that I was playing fitted everybody. Of course, in this industry, you can't please everybody, but man, I think the event went very well. My wife, she took care of business as far as trying to make sure all the guests were satisfied as much as she could. We had a lot of workers there taking care of the door as they was coming in. So it was a really nice event.
That's what's up, man. And you said something that we're going to definitely touch on, but in our line of business, especially with DJing, you can't please everyone.
No.
In the moment that you have that mindset that you can, that's where you're going to fail, because it's going to always be someone, let's say you in a zone and you playing, some crunk music, but then you're going to have that one person, can we hear some Luther Vandross or some blues? Then you play the blues. Oh, we want to hear some Sexy Red. Then you play Sexy Red. I want to hear some, so it's always going to be, this and that. And something that I started doing with my events, even like last night, I usually want to have fun because I'm big on interacting and engagement. So I already kind of set the precedent before everything begins. And one of my rules, I won't give everyone all three of my rules because sometimes they can vary depending on the kind of event.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the rules I always say now is if your song is not being played tonight, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. You don't have to have a heart attack or say, oh, he's just the worst DJ ever. He don't know music. It's going to be okay. Then I said the solution is come to the booth, use your phone, scan the QR code, and book me for your event. So then I do your event, I can play any song
exactly
that you want me to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like everyone gets a kick out of it, but it's setting the tone like, hey, it's not just about you.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You know, and then for the DJs, it's not just about you, the DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to come in and just play Lil Jon because I just want to. No, you have to feel the vibe.
Yeah.
And we talked about that a little bit of how you were saying how certain DJs, you know, they have a mindset of they don't prepare, they just want to whatever. But that's different. What we're talking about in regards to you can't just have your own mindset of, well, because this is where I'm at, I'm gonna just play this song.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a plan.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But you have to know how to pivot and adjust and read the room. What's your thoughts on that?
I always try to stay focused. You know, I have a certain pattern that when I know the client that I'm dealing with and what they're expecting, I come already prepared for that. But I'm also versatile to be able to go outside of that box because sometimes things don't work as you plan. So you need to be able to maneuver and try to figure out what's going to work next for your dance floor and that's going to be acceptable for your client and your guests. Mm-hmm. So I always make sure I prepare way ahead of time. I'm always studying. I don't care how long I've been DJing, I'm always learning from other DJs and from my guests or crowds that I see that may be out having a good time. You know, so I'm not going to be that type of DJ where, oh, I've been DJing for 40 years, ain't nothing you can teach me.
Yeah.
Times change.
Right.
People change. You got new generations. I tell you, like, you know, the traditional, like me and my wife, we laugh every now and then where normally traditional when the bride and the groom gets reintroduced for the reception after the wedding's over, because sometimes we'll do a wedding ceremony and then they hire us also for the actual reception. Mm-hmm. So once that's broken down, the wedding party comes in along with the bride and groom, of course. And, you know, normally it'd be maybe some slow music or it may be some a modern song that's kind of like standard. But normally now as a normal, they're coming in as like I Roll on the Rock Right Now by Rob Bass. Mm-hmm. And during that time, which was quite a few years back, we was shocked. When we seen that, it was like, you sure that's what you want to come in on? Because that was basically unheard of. Yeah. But again, like you said, and like I knew, it's not about me. It's about them. Because this is what you're getting paid to do. Right. So you just follow the standards and take care of business as a DJ. And then best believe she's not the only bride that's going to want something like that, or that's not the only client that you're going to get. And sure enough, you got different people as the years roll by, not using that type of song, but different songs coming in where it could be a trap song. Right. You know, they weren't doing trap songs back then as far as coming in, you know, where you got all kind of ages in the reception room, you know, from gray hair all the way down to the youngsters. Right. So they was doing the standard that was acceptable for everybody. But now it's all open game. It is. It's definitely different. And so this is, of course, our main cam that you're looking at right now. But this camera right here, that's all for you. So you may see some comments you know, coming through. Okay. Feel free to read the comments and look right in the camera like this. Boom. And you can talk to them and say, hey, thanks for the love, you know, whatever it is that come up on the screen. So for instance, someone that you may know
Marcus, DJ Cooper says, that's my man. Happy New Year, bro.
Oh, Happy New Year to you, man. Pleasure hearing from you, as always.
Then when he's talking about, what you were saying about DJs and everything, he said facts. And in regards to, it's not just about you, and just make sure that you have everything together as a DJ and preparing correctly. So tonight, prepare to hear some jewels drop. I'm just saying. But let's start back, because I had a backstory in regards to this man. So this is probably like, maybe 8 years ago now. No, I'll probably say, about a good 6-7 years ago. I was DJing a New Year's Eve event, the same spot I've been doing now at the Hilton at the ballpark for the Royal Vagabonds. Just had another event last night. It was amazing. Dirty Mugs was the featured band. So it was like a crazy fate thing for my wife, because she loved Dirty Mugs since day one. And she always wanted me to be able to share the stage as a DJ and with them being the band. Mm-hmm. And so that happened last night, and it was incredible. But I think it was year 2 that I DJ'd, and I wanted to bring more thump. And like I have, regular speakers, but I didn't have the subs. Mm-hmm. So someone who I ran across on social media, who's a DJ and also provided sound, her name is Zolani. And so I reached out to him like, hey, I'm doing this event, and I need just some more thump. I didn't want to keep on going to like Guitar Center or whatever it is to rent, And so we connected. He came through, brought the sounds, and I didn't really know how good he was as a DJ. And then we started hanging around more often after that event. But it was always one name that he brought up all the time, and it was DJ Code Zero, all the time.
So I love that.
So I'm like, oh, okay. I keep hearing about him. So I think, I don't know how it happened, but I came across your page on social media. Mm-hmm. This is like maybe a couple years later. And I had some Behringer speakers that I've like one of my first big pairs. Mm-hmm. And for like months, almost a year, one of them stopped working. It was like, I guess the fuse went out or something. And I'm like, man, I might just go ahead and just buy some whole new speakers and, just move on from them, just throw them away. But then I saw that Code Zero is known for repairing speakers. Yeah. So I reached out to you and I said, hey, I got this Behringer. I want to see if you can look at it, see if it can be fixed, if it still has any life left, whatever. And now, mind you, at this time, I think I did get some newer speakers anyway, but I still wanted to keep, have more speakers in my arsenal. I can have some for monitors or just extra speaker, whatever it is. So someone told me go ahead and do it. So gave it to you. You was able to diagnose it. You got a new piece in. Took a little minute to get the part. Yeah. But then you say, hey, it's ready. So we met. I got the speaker from you. Came back to the house. I'm like, oh my God. It's back in working order. It's amazing. Oh, yeah. So it just the stuff like that, I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? That, with you being someone in my field, and especially with the mentality that St. Louis can tend to have at times, the whole crab in the barrel and stepping on people's, shoes, whatever. You could just been like, no, because you a DJ, I don't want to see you shine kind of mentality, But no, you were open and you were willing to, assist. And now, for a circle moment, we was at Beat District Radio, and I did not know that your cousin is this person right here, Kalanda. Yep. And I'm like, what? Yep. That's your cousin.
Yep. One of my favorite cousins.
there you go. Extra shout out. Extra shout out. So I'm like, wow, small world, right? Yep. Small world. So I don't use the speakers as much because I have, more newer speakers or whatever,
Right.
even for monitors. So I'm like, well, I don't really need these burners anymore. And her son, who's part of teen radio, I can't, No Nonsense, I believe it is their DJ names or whatever. But yeah, their son's DJ, and they were in need of some speakers. So guess what speakers they have now?
Behringers.
Ain't that crazy?
Oh yeah.
Ain't that? I was like, man, that's a cool little circle moment just to be able to have everything I went through, for you to fix the speaker, and now they use them for their event.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool, man. So I just want to tell you that thanks for just being available and not being like, oh man, I'm too good for this, or because you're the same. You was able to help someone out, and I'm sure that you've helped many other people in regards to something similar to what I've gone through. So thank you for
pleasure,
that, man.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
anytime.
Definitely. So we got more comments for you. Let me go ahead and get them shown on the screen. From let's see, is that Ethel Bryce? Code, you've been doing New Year's Eve parties every year for many years.
Oh yeah.
My brother-in-law, taught so many DJs along the years and have been so humble. I just love my brother-in-law. He the bomb. And Code Repair. And exactly, I'm gonna bring him up too, because I had him on the show Van Coleman. I had him on a few months ago, and I didn't know until I think it was after the show or something like that him and Kalanda were related. And which of course y'all related as well. So I'm like, wow, this is this. I'm getting the whole family.
Man. You never know. You never know.
I'm getting the whole family, man. So like I said, man, it's dope, man. And going back to Kalanda, who is one of the owners of Beat District Radio. Let's talk about just how proud you are of her and her development over her career.
Man, she came a long way. And what I mean by has come a long way, I won't say there was any struggle, but see, I met her through my wife when I got married to my wife. She was just a young lady, but her mom, Paris, was already saying that she was singing. So she's multi-talented, as you probably already know.
Right.
And she's like an energizer bunny.
Yes, she is.
Because she does a lot of stuff and she don't stay still, but she's real humble, good-spirited, and fun. She's a person that you want to be around. She's a person that can teach you things without criticizing behind your back, because she's straightforward. She's the type of person that tell you pretty much like it is without biting her tongue. But she's not one of those persons that's arrogant. So she's a good person, So I don't have nothing but good things to, pretty much say about her.
And I agree. And one of the things that when I started getting to know her more, especially when I was a part of the Beat District Radio family, but it was something that she said that I was like, man, I like that. Once again, you said her energy, she's always just, just positive mindset. But it was something that we discussed a while back, and she brought us something that kind of stuck to me. But she was like, I'm going to always take like a positive mindset in regards to having, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Give me a reason why we can't do this.
Right, I got you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Always optimistic. Give me a reason why I can't do this.
Right.
And I feel the same way. As like my mentality has always been make it happen. And that's why I like about her too, and enjoy doing things with her. You asked me about projects in regards to like video or whatever. I did Tehel's video.
Okay.
A music video.
All right.
That's on YouTube and all around the world now. It's like over 40-some thousand views.
Wow.
Probably even more than that now. But yeah, I was asked to, be a part of the project and provide videography. So yeah, check out the video. It's amazing. It's called Love You. Taya L is her her stage name and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on YouTube, TAYAELLE, and just put in Love You, and you'll see the video. It was an amazing experience and allowed me to kind of learn some things because I've always wanted to do a music video, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I had the opportunity to finally do it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you know what? If I wanted this, I'm gonna step out and go ahead and make it happen, and I did. So shouts out to everyone. But just going back to you. Oh wait, we got some more comments here, so let me go ahead and bring it up. So talk about Kalanda says, and supportive. She started singing in the group. You had divas with voices.
Oh yeah, it's so much stuff I can say about Kalanda. We'll be done with your show, and I'm still because like my wife used to manage singers and dancers, and she was a part of that team, and it was a real good experience on both ends, So Kalana had went into also from being a dancer, a very good dancer, to of course being a vocalist first when I had met her. She was young, but her mom was telling her she was singing in church and stuff, and I already had the voice range. But my wife had formed a band, and we had all females. I mean, everybody in the band was a female, from the drummer to the guitarist, the keyboard player. So it was really nice, at that time, as far as engaging with the audience and stuff like that. Oh, well, you know what? Let me take that back. I'm thinking about something else. It was a female band, plus we had male musicians backing. So it was like they were up front and the band were male musicians at that time period. Because we done so much. So I don't want to say the wrong thing. We was dealing with another band that were all female. And they were called Mahogany Mascara. And I don't know if you know Belle.
Yeah.
Belle Darius.
Yeah.
She was a part of that. Another lady named Trina, who moved to Las Vegas. So we was doing a few road trips with them and getting shows with them. So that's how I kind of got that mixed up, because we were doing stuff all at the same time. So if you ever notice stuff about us, we're not just focused on one project. Once we see we got that up and running, we try to pull something else out and try to pretty much get that started after we had brainstormed and got something up and running. So to get back to Kalanda, she's done a lot for us and a lot for the community as well. So I'm really proud of her. Me and my wife is proud of her, and I know her mom, of course, is proud. She's the number one fan. So yeah, she
definitely is a go-getter, and like you said, and something that I like to also keep to my in my mindset as well is you set one goal, you do it, but then you get more goals to find to achieve.
Oh yeah.
So as you were talking about, she does one thing here, music, whatever. Then she has, the 9 to 5 that she'll do here and there, and then now she get into being a realtor.
Yeah.
So it's like
pretty much forgot about that.
Yeah. So see, so like once again, she can just continue to find different things that let me go ahead and tackle this and see what's up. You know?
That messed me up when we stopped by her mom's house. She was saying something about that, and I seen the post and stuff. But when we got to her mom's house at one time, she was saying something about trying to pass a test, which she passed. And I already knew she had it, but it was just funny because I didn't think she would branch off into that field because she's been in the entertainment field for so long. So that was a whole different field to reach in my perspective,
Yeah.
But I'm happy for her, and I wish the best for her and her husband.
I'm about to say, and then her husband to be a producer. So
yeah.
Match made in heaven. So
real humble, brother.
I believe that they just celebrated 2 years recently. So shouts out to Joe and Kalanda. John says, my bro been doing music since we were kids. John Jackson.
What up, John? Yeah, man, that's my do or die there. I don't like to say do or die, but man, I've been knowing him since, shoot, man, pretty much before I made it to high school. That's how long me and him and his family go back. So I got love for that brother. He's been the same, real humble, his whole family, as far as being around them. I love being around them as a kid. And even though we're adults and got our own lives, we still keep that bond.
Yeah, I love it, man. And that's so important.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus says, let's put something together this year for 26. Call me.
Got you.
Can't
be on the road.
Gotta be a backstory behind that. Ethel says DNA in regards to Kalanda. And then she says, talk about your upcoming surprise band coming soon.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. Break the news.
Well, before I get into that, I'm going to tell you who Ethel is. If you've never heard of her, she has a beauty shop called Tootie's Beauty in St. Charles.
Okay, nice.
She deals with a lot of clothing lines that are clothing wear that you just don't see normally in every other store or boutique. So she has a boutique. And I'll be honest, I seen something that a star was wearing, and I was like, man, I just seen that in her store. I'm like, oh, she got the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not cheap. It's not that stuff that anybody can buy where you mark it up where you may have bought it for 30 or 40 bucks and then you sell it for 100. She has quality stuff. It's not some stuff that you're gonna wear and you like, it's gonna be peeling off the next week or something. So shout out to my sister-in-law at the Bryce Tootie's Beauty. That's the shop in St. Charles. But the band that you were talking about, we're working with a band which is called Retro Boogie 2.0. That's a top 40 band that we're dealing with, that we're putting together, that initially was under the band name of just Retro Boogie. One of the members had recently passed about a year ago. And I mean, she was a real kind, spirited woman. And she was a powerhouse on the vocals. She was good to everybody within that band. And I kind of got pulled in maybe 2 years before she had passed by the drummer. He was saying that they need a sound man because people getting older, and then like musicians just don't want to be carrying stuff and then got to play, and then you got to run in front of the audience to make sure you sound right. So they wanted somebody that can handle that, and that was my field. So I did that for 2 years. We did a lot of stuff, a lot of corporate events, and I really would say I miss Beverly. All blessings to her and her family, because she and her sister sung together in that band. So they was like the best of friends and the best as far as entertainers, as far as amongst the band and who they set out to be as far as the circle that they surrounded. They done a lot of stuff from, like I said, from corporate events to festivals to private gigs, private weddings. So once she had passed, the band had just stopped. A lot of people didn't want to play no more. They had that bond with her. It's like it took some energy out. When I found out, I was at work. It's like hit me in the stomach because I couldn't believe it, and I was like, let me get a hold of myself. I asked a dumb question. I asked the sister who texted me and told me that she passed. I said, "Yo, Sister Beverly," which she already said sister, but my mind didn't want to believe what I read. Right. So when she told me that, I was like, man, I had to get the condolence and stuff. And they took care of everything as far as the information, as far as spreading it out to let everybody know. So I told my wife. And then so when the band members didn't want to play, because we waited for a couple of years to approach the sister to see if she wanted to sing. And she said she didn't. One of the musicians didn't want to play, but we was like, you all got a good formula right here, and people are still looking for you. Me and my wife, we thinking about putting a band together, and this product here that you have would be perfect for the industry to continue, And it wasn't a money thing that we was looking at. We was looking for the community.
Yeah.
To also entertain the community where they had stopped. So we talked to the musicians, and they said they wanted to go for it. We had to pull in some more musicians, and we're in the process now of getting those musicians where they need to be. We didn't have any singers because, like I told you, the one main, well, it was two. They were upfront singers. She had passed, and then her sister said that was it. You know, it took a lot out of her, and she couldn't see herself singing no more. So we found two singers. We got a male and a female singer, and everybody is putting this piece together to get this product out. I would say, inshallah, we'll have this band back and running, hopefully by July, if not a little earlier. But we just want to make sure before we present ourselves to the community that everything is ready. So I'm looking forward to 2.0, Retro Boogie 2.0. They're a good team. We got a female drummer, so hey, you know, I'm ready. You know, so I hope everybody's ready to accept this band.
Got a comment from Wesley Wade 23. I've learned a lot about you, man. That I did know. Thanks for sharing.
Oh yeah. What's up, Wes? Appreciate you, bro.
And then Anthony says, coming soon. Look to booking. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure anything that you are a part of, that you touch, is going to be something to for people to check out, man. So I look forward to it. And, you know, like I said, we're going to definitely do some collaborations.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm always open. Yeah.
Definitely going to be doing that, man, down the line. So let's take it all the way back, man. If you can recall, I know it ain't been too long ago, but if you can recall, man, the person that you are now, was this the kind of person that you were as a kid? How was your childhood?
I had a pretty decent childhood. I had a family, well, not a family member. I had a neighbor who met up with me along with another friend that was around the way. Me and my wife was going to sit down and eat lunch with them, and we was going to try to do a neighborhood thing, but people's timing wasn't together, so we held off on doing the neighborhood thing, and she apologized for being a little, what I would call it, just mean to a person.
Yeah.
She said, I didn't even notice it. She said, I apologize, you know, when we was kids, I used to be mean to you. I didn't mean to be that way. I'm sorry. You was all so kind. You was just a nice person at the time, and I don't know what came over. I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, but it's all good. No hard feelings. I didn't even know what was going on. Because a lot of things I just look beyond. I don't trip off of stuff like that. So I've always been a humble person, you know. My history started off before I was a DJ. I was a musician.
Okay.
So
what instruments?
I started off with the acoustic guitar, merged to the lead guitar for a short time. And then I went to playing the bass to where that was it as far as going to school for it. So I went to music school.
Okay.
Started off at Ludwig, went from Ludwig to Casa Performing Arts. And that's where I end up finishing school. My father told me, because I didn't know, my teacher had told him, it ain't no more that I could teach him. You know, he said I knew all the basics, all the stuff, you know, he's ready to be out there. Because when I was learning to play an instrument, I was also learning to read and write. So before I went to play the music or to go to play my instrument for practice, I was in another room, which is called a theory class. So just say like, this is a room here, and then across the hall is another room. So I had to go here for an hour, learn theory, music, reading, writing music, then go across there for probably another hour to learn how to play and to show what I've been rehearsing when my teacher had told me to go study this. Let's see what you didn't learn, you know. So that's how that process started.
Okay. So as you were saying, you was a humble person, you know, sound like to me, you was the one that got in a lot of fights at all?
Nah, you have your fights here and there at school. I would say most of my fights was probably in middle school, here and there. Just stuff I wasn't taking, as a kid. And then I didn't like some people being bullied, so I may have said a few things or interacted to make sure this wasn't happening. But as far as I got adult, I'm a grown man. I didn't have a lot of conflicts. I don't know if it's because of my character or whatever, but I didn't have a lot of interactions with fights. So that's a blessing. I would say blessing to God as far as not having to be in that type of situation.
Yeah, I feel you. I had to ask the famous St. Louis question. I think I already know the answer. What high school did you go to?
Well, I started off with Central Red Wings. I was there for 1 year. I was in 9th grade, and then they shut it down to make it I think it was a performance art school. And as a kid, I was a teenager then, a friend of mine was like, man, I'm going to Melville. I ain't never even heard of Melville. But at the time, you want to follow your friends. This is a tight buddy of mine because during that time, I had started getting into DJing. So I'm trying to follow my partner. Got my mom hooked up, told her about I want to go to Melville. She didn't really give me no slack about that. She signed me up. I told my friend, hey, man, I'm going to Melville. Oh, man, I'm going to Parkway. Oh, dog.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You did all that stuff.
Yeah. And I think I was the second or third generations of Blacks out there. So
I was gonna say, because it definitely, I'm sure. Well, I guess from your background, was it a culture shock from where you came from to?
It was totally different.
Going to Melville.
It was totally different. It was good, and I won't say it was bad. It was.
It's different.
It was. It was kind of like a lonely feeling because it's like I was out of my element to a certain degree, because that's something that I wasn't used to, being where it was predominantly white school. It's just a handful of us. Even though, when I started going to that school, I noticed I had a few friends around the block that was going that I didn't even know that was going. That was cool, but even though I was comfortable being there, as far as being there, I just didn't feel like I was a fit for that school. So after going there for so many months, I told my mom I didn't want to go. I wanted to go to, I just take me to Beaumont. I can go to Beaumont, because when I left Central, that was my last year, because they was turning into like a magnet school or something like that. They had to go to Beaumont. So I went to Beaumont. When I was getting signed up in Beaumont, and no disrespect to Beaumont or anybody that went to Beaumont, because I had a lot of friends down the block, so it is no diss to Beaumont. But when I was sitting in the office and my mom was there and the lady was enrolling me, and I was just looking up in the ceiling, and the ceiling was peeling and people was cutting class, and I was like,
that wasn't appealing to you.
It wasn't. And I was like, I already knew if I do this, I ain't gonna be probably a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna be skipping class, or my whole character was gonna be different. So I told her I want to go back. And all love and respect to my mom, she didn't give me no problem. She didn't bite her lip and say, well, my mom don't cuss because we're Muslim, but she never gave me no slack. She just said, okay. And they talked to Melville, the school Melville, and they was like, bring them back. We'll be glad to have them. And that's where I went from all my years, from 10, 11, and 12, and graduated from there.
So you brought up something. You were pretty much in music school, but then you said that you started to get to the path of wanting to be a DJ. How did that happen?
Well, I had friends around the corner that was already into DJing, and it's funny. They they didn't want me to be in the crew. I was cool to be a DJ. I mean, I was cool to hang around them and all that stuff. But as far as getting on the turntables and stuff, I guess I didn't have it because I didn't have no equipment and I didn't have knowledge like they did. So later down the road, I ended up getting me a turntable from a store that's not in existence that I know of called Dodgens. And it was a straight arm turntable, you know, and all I had was a couple of records and I was just trying to teach myself how to scratch. I didn't even have a mixer. I was on the floor, literally on the floor and just trying to learn how to back cutes, you know, just scratch and try to scratch. Cause I didn't have no mixer to, you know, cut the back cue out. So I was just teaching myself how to scratch. And then later down the road, I ended up getting money to kind of purchase stuff here and there. And then I was telling my friends, you know, let me in the crew, you know, I got some records because I started buying records. And they ended up saying, well, we're going to put you on like the back burner for a bag up DJ. So I was cool with it, you know. I was like, whatever to get me in, you know, because even though they wasn't letting me in, they wasn't disrespecting me. But it was just the point where I didn't have it because I didn't know too much about DJing like they were. They was pretty much seasoned DJing. So as years went by, I collected equipment and DJing skills of my own prior to learning from them and watching TV. And I started getting better doing what I was doing. And as years went by, they stopped. You know, we did a lot of, we had the high schools on lock.
Yeah.
You know, from Beaumont, we had Beaumont. I'm not saying other DJs didn't have it, but these are the schools we had also. Cardinal before Cardinal moved over there where they at now.
On Thekla.
O'Fallon Tech. If people remember the Tech, we had the Tech. We had Rosetta Kane. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's also a boys' school, all boys' school off of I think, was it somewhere off of Kings Highway on the side? It's been so many years. It was like 86, 87, so I can't remember, but it was an all-boys school. We had that. We just had a bunch of schools prior to a lot of private parties, you know. So as them years went by, they end up stopped DJing. You know, we done got older and some of the interests had fell off, but it didn't fall off for me because I was just getting started.
Right.
So once they end up doing their own thing, I was the one-man band, of course. So I still didn't have good equipment. During that time, Technique 1200 was $350.
Now it's like $3,000.
But you know, if you go with that time, man, $350 is a lot.
Like, yeah, you're right.
You know, so man, I ain't get Technique 1200s. I'll be honest with you, I ain't get some 1200s until probably what was it? Probably like 1993. 92, 93. And my wife bought my first 1200, and then I ended up getting a second 1200 where I had it. I had other turntables prior to getting with another guy who had some 1200s. Every now and then we'll use those or whatever. But it's been a long journey. Yeah, a long journey for me as far as from where I was to how I am now and where I'm at now.
Marcus says, I remember when we went to SEMO.
Oh, I forgot about that. I used to, me and him went to SEMO. It was a blessing, man, to have him to come hang out with me and to help me. You know, that's when I was doing a lot of college parties. We'd travel out of town and we'd go there and rock the party. Man, they even had a bowl system in there, but that bowl system wasn't that good. So I may have passed in and just had it where it just kind of give a feed to you know, just to fill in the house. But I had my own. But during that time, that's when PVs was really banging then. So I had I think I had 4 PV SP2s and a pair of the bottoms back in the day, you know. But now it's a different ball game with the power. I tell you, man, when power speakers came out, I said, Lord, I ain't getting them. When they first came out,
you weren't getting it.
I was like, I don't trust them. But now
that's all you get. Because it's so much easier to connect. You don't have to have an amp to go into. You know what I'm saying? The speaker to produce power. Now, you know, like with, a lot of my speakers, my tops are like 2,500 watts. You know what I'm saying? That just fills the whole room up. You know, it's amazing. But no, and something that Ethel brought up, because he was saying how you trying to find equipment. You didn't have this, you didn't have that, and now people are renting equipment from you.
Yeah, they are. And that's a blessing from God. Thanks, Ethel, for bringing it up. Yeah, I do. Me and my wife, we do sound setups for DJs who may need equipment. I don't rent out the controller, stuff like that. I just rent tops and bottoms out. If they need a monitor, we do that. We even do some small lighting if they need it. We'll come set it up, make sure you're up and running. I've done it for a few popular DJs that you know. I don't want to put their names out, even quite a few radio DJs. And you know, some DJs, especially some of the radio DJs, I highly respect that because they don't want to carry their equipment. They just want to bring their music, show up, play, do their thing, and be out. Because a lot of people don't know, especially clients, that's a lot. You know, you logging in, bringing in, lugging in all that equipment, setting it up, spend a minimum 3 to 4 hours on your feet, if not more, especially if you got one of those 6 to 8 hour events, you know, and then you got to break it down. You're exhausted. You may not even look like it, but once you finally done, you out. You know.
And I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I saw this photo and it reminds me of myself. And as you just said, people have no idea what DJs who bring their own equipment or sound engineers go through. But this photo right here says a whole lot.
Oh, you seen it?
This says a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because like you said, if it's an event that goes on at 7 p.m., but you're doing something for like a full band or whatever, you can't get there 2 hours early. You need a whole freaking day. You know what I'm saying? First, you need at least 2 hours to probably set up everything. I guess depending on your team and how many people you have with you. So you got that part. Then you got to wait for the band or whoever to show up for sound check. Then, you know, you probably take a little break from that. Then you know, come back and now it's game time. You got to make sure that everyone sounds right. Every instrument is on point. And then after the show, everyone's gone. Yeah, my job is done. But guess what you're doing? Now you got to go ahead and pack it on up.
That kind of go with like when I first met Retro Boogie before one of the main singers passed. It's a funny thing. I told him that you know, you all had made it home probably before I even got done. I said because the wires alone that I had to wrap up was about 30, 40 minutes. Because, you know, you got a wire giving a signal to the tops. You got your tops, you got your monitors, you got your bottoms, you got all the inputs that you putting in. So I'm just wrapping the wires alone takes almost an hour that I had. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling them, I was like, you guys at home almost, and I'm still here rapping. I ain't even loading nothing up. You know, especially if it's a time. That was the time, one of the times I was by myself that day. I didn't have help. We was at Cedar Lake Winery. Out there. And
oh my God.
I was like, man, we was inside on the stage. My wife was there one time, and it was the time that I wasn't with her because we had done, I had did a setup for the Taste of Black St. Louis that same day. We had a 3-day event for them, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, man. So imagine, we set up Friday, and then we had another setup. Trina was the artist, or Dakota. One of them was, we had bands every day. I think Trina was the first day or the second day, and Dakota was on that ticket too, out of them 3 days. But that Saturday, the same day we set up a full system, I had to let my guy finish running the sound until I got back, and I had to go to Cedar Lake and set up a whole nother rig for a band. Run that band. This was outside too. Got that running, and then had to break that down to come back to help him finish up and then break down. You know,
Jesus.
And then had to come back that Sunday and do it again.
And as you're saying this, I think about as I was coming up, I was doing a lot of events, bringing my own, when I got to the stage of having my own equipment, I was doing my own, bringing my own subs and tops and whatever it was. And a lot of times I would show up early, do the event, everyone else going home, I'm still there 1 to 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, packing up, that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I appreciate, you know, my Smoooth Productions crew. Shouts out to Sadal, the selector. Shouts out to DJ Steve Jinx. So it's like now I'm at a point, especially after I had my injury back in 23 where I ruptured my patella tendon on my left knee.
Okay.
And so, I still had events that was booked. But luckily, it was a time frame where I only had to cancel one event during like the months. But then once I got back running, I asked them, hey, can y'all help me with the heavy equipment? So I can just be like some of these radio DJs were, show up, play, whatever. And they've done this. So now anytime I have an event or Sadal or Steve Jinx, it's now one person doing everything. We come as a team and knock things out together, you know, as one. So that's so important. But yeah, man, just hearing 3-day events, break it down. And like you said, one time you was by yourself. I know when you were saying that, I'm like, man, I feel for you because I've been there.
Yeah.
And then also I'm a drummer.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So I used to be part of a band called the Immortal Soul Era.
Okay.
So it a lot of times, and I mean, I'm just keeping 100. A lot of times it was always me and my boy Matisse, who was the founder, who was the leader of the band. Even though we had the keyboarders and guitarists and whatever else, everyone kind of like when it was time to load and unload, their focus wasn't there. So who was always there to load and unload? It was always me and Tease. Okay. So I get it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. But it also, you know, it helped me in regards to knowing how I want to be when I do my own thing. Because I've been through this and been through that. So, you know, you get the feel knowing how to load, you know, because you do it all the time. You get a feel knowing how you want certain things to go, you know, to go when you're loading and unloading. Right. So I totally get it. We do have some more comments I want to go ahead and bring up. Let's see here. Oh, your wife showing love. My husband is a very humble person. He's the same as he was when we met over 30 years ago. I'm truly blessed to have him as my husband and business wife and partner.
Same here, sweetheart.
There you go. Love it. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Heather says you went from crates. You know, you talking about that before. Going from crates to the CDJs to now, you know, the MP3. Talk about that, man, and that shift that you've seen from the beginning of you DJing to now. What has been like your biggest takeaway that you've seen, or some that, you know, was there a certain period that you saw like, oh yeah, things are definitely not how that used to be when I was first starting out?
Well, yeah, that's easy to say, especially when you're just dealing with the music, man. You know, to a certain degree, I miss vinyl because once you get to that real feel, depending on the type of DJ you were, you know, I was a mixer. I wasn't always a scratcher. That wasn't my thing. But mixing, blending, yeah, I loved it.
That's how
I told my wife when I was coming up learning to DJ and started mixing, I used to sit in my bed and mentally put stuff together where I was like, oh, I think this is gonna go with that, you know. And I put together, and I even give you an idea where when I had turntables, they didn't have pitches at the time. So my pitch, I had to use my finger.
Ooh.
I'm taking you all the way back.
Yeah.
You know, I had to, you know, so hopefully if I had a record that was close, I can kind of slow that song down with my finger to get it to blend properly. Later down the road, I end up getting a record, a turntable that had a pitch, but I didn't know how to use it. I never was taught. I remember years ago when I got a hold of the Technique 1200s, I didn't know nothing about the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Nobody taught me. And I even asked the guy who was using a pitch, and no disrespect to him, so I ain't gonna bring his name up, but I was like, what is that for? How do you use that? And he didn't say nothing. Literally. This is a well-known DJ that you know, heard of, but I ain't gonna say. But I found, by me messing around with it, I started realizing how it worked and learning the BPMs and stuff and putting the BPMs on my vinyl and started putting the music together. And
that's crazy that you had to go through that experience to figure it out on your own.
Some people don't want to teach you. Maybe it was like you need to learn on your own. You know, maybe it's a lesson in disguise.
Yeah.
However it was, I would say God showed me, you know.
Right.
And I moved on from there. But as far as going from vinyl, a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, DJ Flex, he got into Serato before I did, because when I sing Serato, me and him used to go to some of these DJ conferences. And I would say most blacks wasn't using laptops when it came out. And that's when the software Serato had came out, and I think Tractor or whatever, all of that. I was like, I'm not using that.
I'm trying to think. What was the other one called?
They got Virtual DJ.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Virtual DJ.
I was like, man, I ain't using no laptops. I was using the word like they used to use back in the day, you know, Run DMC. That's for suckers. You know? I'm like, using laptop, that ain't no real DJ. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we go to the industry because it was really interesting, because one of the companies was saying, we're going to charge this price because nobody's in the industry out there, and we can charge what we want to because we can. And I was like, man, they trying to corner the market, and then they trying to dominate it and just outrageously charge certain things. I'm like, that ain't really fair. That's not the type of person I want to be, or have a company that does that. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I get paid for my worth, but don't just do it because you only DJ that's going to be high demand. So we learned from that, and later down the road, he ended up getting the Serato program because it started being popular around town. Industry DJs started using it. And I still wasn't convinced. And at that time, he ended up using it with CDJs because he had transitioned. He kept his vinyl, but he had transitioned to getting CDJs. First CDJs he got was I think it was the 800s. And I was like, man, that's like some of the dopest things I ever seen before, because you could scratch on her and you can't even tell if you ain't seeing that DJ or his stuff, you would swear he got some 1200s or a turntable back there.
Right.
You know, so, and you can mix the same way pretty much. That's the ply that didn't move. Same way we got with some controllers out here, because the DJ controllers wasn't out, I don't think, then.
Right.
So he ended up coming across CDJ 1000. Oh, man. And he sold me the 800s. I was cool. You know, I was cool with the Pioneer 800s, because that was something really not known for me to even to come across, and I was glad to have that in my presence, and to not have to carry vinyl. I was like, man,
right.
But it took me a minute, because I still carry vinyl for a minute until I got comfortable with those, and then once I had got all my music on CDs, then I kept that in the garage. So by that time, he moved to, he got full-fledged with the CDJs, and then ended up transferring to 1200s, which he had 1200s, but now he was playing, they had the cold vinyl.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, and he was trying to get me to switch to Serato. I was like, man, I ain't really into that, and I said I tried, because he was trying to sell me his old Serato box, and he was giving me a laptop he was going to sell me for real dirt cheap. So for me to get into that field, I only used it at weddings. Because, that's a layover time. You know how it is, just stuff that you could play back to back where it don't take a lot, where it's going to mess you up, where you'll be like, oh man, I'm messing up this wedding because I can't figure this program out. So I would already have my CDs ready for what I was playing, because, I stopped with the vinyl. I put the vinyl down. I had 2 sets of 12, so that's total 4, at that time. I was blessed, like I was saying, as years had progressed, man, my wife would start building up our equipment, so like I said, I would go to a wedding, or if I may do a small party, that's just like some side music for emergencies, or for wedding, playing just certain songs. But I ended up getting familiar with it. So now CDJs are staying at home, and oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't use the 1200s no more. I was using the CDJ 800s with the vinyl code CD. So let me correct myself on that. And I was using a laptop that I ended up buying from him, a used laptop, and a controller from Serato. I learned that pretty well, but I was still not comfortable without bringing a CD player, because I was like, man, this is a computer, man. This is everything.
You never
know what I'm saying?
know how technology is.
He even sold me a hard drive, so he set me up real good. So shout out to DJ Flex.
Okay.
But I still wasn't comfortable like that, man. I don't know if any other DJs just ran out. Hey, I got this. Forget this. I ain't worried about it. I was worried about it because, man, you talked earlier, them clients, them brides, they don't want to hear your problems. All they know is it's about their day, So I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want my company and my wife's company to be put out like that. So I want to be prepared, because at the same time, this program is new to me. Even though industry DJs around the world is using it, I'm not familiar with it 100%. Yeah. And I don't trust it all the way. So it took me years to get myself to where I'm at now, to like, wow, you mean I ain't got to carry out no big packs of CDs, the books and magazines?
Yes, I know.
And then, like, when me and my wife, like I tell you, we stay out this way, we had the people that was moving my vinyl at that time said I had over a ton worth of records.
Jesus.
That's how much vinyl I had. And now the ton of records can be in my pocket on a hard drive.
Right.
That's the size of my phone. You think I'm going back to vinyl?
Right. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the beauty of it with the MP3s versus vinyl, if you lose something, you can get it right back. Man, I had lost some music one time, and it was classic, and it got away. It took me a long time to get certain songs back.
Man, it was one time for me. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to bring the story up real quick, because it was one time for me that I was leaving work. I used to work at the formerly it was the Asmark Hotel. Now it's the Hyatt Regency.
Oh yeah.
And so, as you said, having the magazine of books of CDs, excuse me. So I had this one magazine. It was blue. I remember to this day. It was a blue binder, blue magazine. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Cover, case, whatever, for my CDs. And went outside, and like someone smashed my truck window, and like remember how everyone used to have those detachable CD players in their car.
Yeah. Pull outs.
Detach that. They took out the detachable part, not the whole radio, but just the detached part. And then they also stole a few books, and I was hurt because it was like stuff that I had for years. You know what I'm saying? That like somewhere like that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
But like you said, now if that happened, I can just go right on, type it in, Tidal or Spotify, whatever, SoundCloud, and pull it up instantly. But back then, you was crushed if your books were gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just the whole climate of how it is now is amazing. But yes, please feel free to continue what you was going to say. I just had to bring that up.
Oh man, I can say so much. Even the trade wars with DJs like DJ CD, that's a good buddy of mine. You remember when JT Money came out? With Who That?
Yeah.
I had 3 of them. But remind you, which I don't think I brought in, I was also, by me having 4 technically 1200s, I had a second set of equipment. So if I'm DJing over here, I can have a DJ over here with my equipment. I was even setting them up with vinyl. So all he had to do was show up, or she. So I had 3 of the JT Monies, and I didn't even want to get rid of one of them. And CD had Dolly My Baby, and I couldn't get a hold of that for some reason at that time. He said, I give it to you. We could trade for that JT Money. And I had 3, but we like the doubles. DJs want a double. So that's 2 right there. But the third one was for my backup DJ. So I was like, nah. Even though that record was hot, I wanted it so bad, I just couldn't let JT Money go. So I was hurting to a certain degree because I wanted that so bad, because Toss and Ted was playing them so furiously over the air back in the day. I was like, man, that's cut. So I ended up getting it off of a Funky Beats break or something like that. But I ended up having the whole song. I don't know if it was like Wicked Mix or something back in the day. It was on there, and I got it. So I was happy, and I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't get rid of the album, that 12-inch, But it's a hit and a miss with the vinyl because, you got a lot of stuff that goes with that, depending on the type of DJ you are or the events you have. And what I mean by type of DJs, you got some DJs that don't want to do anything outside. I did it all. So I had to make sure I was in the elements where my records or my vinyls weren't getting warped. Sometimes we had to be out in the heat, or make sure if you was in sun contact, you had to make sure that vinyl was protected,
Right.
Or the wind. I don't know if this happened to me or I seen Kid Capri show, not him, but a show he aired. They was on a boat and the wind just blew that whole vinyl off the turntable.
Whoa.
And I was like, man.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't forecast that was coming because you don't know how the wind gonna react.
Right.
That's just the way it is. So that the cover, the turntable, the vinyl and the cover, that the slip mat, all that was gone. Probably in the ocean. But I was like, man, those days I ain't trying to get back to.
Good. You're good. Speaking of good, this has been so far not even good. It's been an amazing conversation. This is Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. I am your boy Smoooth. That's Smoooth with 3 O's. And to my right, we have
DJ Code 0.
There we go. Hope y'all have been enjoying. Continue to keep them comments going. Also, scan the QR code on the top right of your screen and connect with yours truly. You'll see all my social media information, my website, the whole 9. Show love, support, and let's continue to expand everyone's mindset in regards to supporting Smoooth Conversations and everything under the Smoooth Productions umbrella. That is Smoooth, once again, with 3 O's. I do have some comments I want to go ahead and share with you. Let's get you back on your camera here.
All right.
Good brother Lizzo Van
Oh, nephew.
said, man, this got me emotional. LOL. Y'all got me learning stuff about my uncle that I ain't already know. And he laughing.
Got to keep the secrets.
But yeah, shouts out to you, man.
That's
Great
my nephew.
Had a great conversation with him, man. It just, and that's the beauty of the show is that it's not planned, it's not scripted, it's not, okay, I'm gonna just ask you set a question, that's it. But it just we just bounce stuff off each other.
Oh, yeah,
So we brought up the stuff that was not even related to our original conversation, but we both connected with it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Because we've been going through certain things. So amazing conversation. Wesley Wade 23, DJ Mr. West. Okay, so that's the name. Most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Power speakers are definitely the way to go now. Exactly.
Yeah, Wade a good dude. I like Wade.
Marcus DJ Cooper, first to come, last to leave in regard to setting up events.
Yeah, you right, brother.
Let's see. And then Ethel says, may I ask, he always looking out for other DJs. If he's not available, he always refer customers to other DJs.
Yep. I know people that do that, man. If they not able to DJ, they shut it down.
Right.
I'm not available. But you got friends or people you can recommend. It's enough money out here for everybody.
Man, I always say that it's so much money out here. Why are we hating on each other? And once again, it goes back to the crabs on the barrel mentality. Or you don't want no one else to steal your shine or whatever. Yeah. But it goes back to DJing events. You're not going to please everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything isn't going to always work out for you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop this person from having an opportunity, because now he or she may have her own lane now because of this opportunity.
Yeah.
But why is it that we, as a culture, we just continue, not even like this generation, but just in regards to the field that we in, why do you feel that we still go through these issues now where it's always this little silent hate on each other, where it's not more collaboration?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
We each individual need to sit back and look at the big picture on the outside as far as how it would be if they was on the other side of that.
Right.
We used to say at the Master Jig, why wouldn't you want for your brother as you would want for yourself? And that's the same thing, whether it's a male or female. I want to see the next man or woman succeed. At some point, you're not going to be doing this too long. We all get older.
Exactly.
So if you're not handing it down to your kids, your siblings, or somebody, what's your next step? You mean to tell me you don't have good friends that you can rely on that's hungry out here just like you, and if whether they in need or not, you won't share, you won't subcontract, to keep your name going or to just benefit them? Especially when I say you got a good friend, I mean, they're not a snake. They're going to keep your name going instead of trying to take your business. I just don't believe in that.
Right.
Only time I shy away from a customer as far as I don't know who I can recommend when they're trying to lowball me.
Right.
Or lowball whoever DJ that I may want to prefer if I'm not available. I'm like, I don't know who you're going to get for that. People is not going to jump over hurdles for that. And those be the ones that would expect more out of you through the event. Them days is gone.
Exactly. Like, what did Fat Joe say a while back? The prices went up or something he said a while back.
I seen that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's how it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's some famous line that Fat Joe said. I know someone who's watching can probably think of it, but right now I can't. But he was like, prices went up or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's how it is now. But I do want to ask this question. Talk about the origin of the name DJ Code Zero.
Trying to figure out where I got it from. Have you ever heard of River Roads?
Yeah.
Okay. Inside of River Rose was a men's shop. I'm thinking it was just for all men. It was called Gene West. I was in that transition of trying to figure out a name for me. And at first I thought of 007 or something like that. And I wasn't feeling it. And I got this belt that had Code Zero on it. And I was like, Code Zero. So that stuck with me. You know, I purchased the belt, of course. And that's how I ended up coming up with that name. I didn't see nobody else with it. I can't say I came up with it, but it was on the belt, and that's what came. I never heard of another DJ with that name either. Yeah. So, you know, you talking about 80, 86, 80, let me see that. Yeah, about 86, 87. That's when I ended up coming up with that name and getting it airbrushed on my jeans, because out at River Rose, they used to do airbrush. Yes, so of course, yeah, I'm from them days. We airbrushed the jeans and stuff. So yeah,
a legendary name was born. I love it, man. Growing up, as you were continuing to learn how to DJ, were there someone local or someone national that you would like to pretty much follow and just learn certain things as you were making it your own?
Starting off with local, I would say Jam Master. I mean, not local. I'm sorry. The industry DJ started off with Grandmaster Flash, Jam Master J, and who else was out there that I liked? It Jazzy Jeff. Jazzy Jeff, I took upon myself as far as a liking to more than those two DJs, even though they have their own quality. If you ever paid attention to Jazzy Jeff, especially in his prime, as he was coming up, he was real clean, precise. You know what I'm saying? Just pay attention to his scratches and his style. It's real unique, you know. And I was like, man, this dude is cold with it, you know. This doing a transforming era and all that stuff. So that was one of my favorite DJs. And later through the years, Kid Capri, you know, and you know, you got a lot of other DJs back in the days too that I liked, but these are some of the ones out of them four who really took a shine to me, you know. So I would say Jam Master J, Kid Capri, Grandmaster Flash, because I said four. It's another DJ. Oh, I said Jazzy Jeff. Okay, so it's another DJ out there, but those the ones pretty much kind of got me where I want to just continue on and just be a better DJ. When I learned about Kid Capri, I didn't know nothing about him till the Def Jam era. Yeah, Def Comedy, you know, Jam. And I like, this is like one of the dopest DJs. He was the one visually taught me as far as watching him, as far as the quick mix. You know, Grandmaster Flash mentioned a quick mix theory, stuff that he was doing years ago. But when I seen Kid Capri actually do it at a show me and my wife went to at the Fox Def Jam comedy show, he was flipping them, that vinyl, man, going on, cutting it and going to the next track. I was like, man, this is some dope stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that right now, anybody can slam, you know, with creativity, because now you can just push a button. It's right there. Yeah. You know, but to physically do it, you have to have the ability to do it, you know, and I ended up doing it during that time when I had vinyl, and I did pretty well with it too.
I know we briefly had a discussion about this, but I'm gonna ask you now that we have the cameras on, lights on, everything, but what era of music do you feel was at its peak for you?
For me, I would say I would have said hip hop, but I would say R&B. The genre of R&B.
Is it like a certain time frame?
R&B, the 90s to the mid 90s. You know, I won't go into the 2000s because it was so many R&B singers that just came out. Now I love hip hop.
Yeah.
That's me all the way. You know what I'm saying? But it was so much that came out, and it was one hit wonders that had some bangers. You know what I'm saying? And still, some DJs, including myself, don't play today because it just depends on if it'll fit. You know what I'm saying? So only time you can get that off if you doing your own mixtape, you know, to make sure people can kind of remember, or you doing a particular set, or you can throw it in early in your set where you may get a few people to appreciate it, you know. So you got to be strategic as far as how you put it out. But I would say the 90s R&B between 90 and 95 for me, for the peak time.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I always say for me, that era, I love R&B. Like you said, the 90s were just incredible. But like for me, I probably say 90s to 2010s era. You know, especially like the crunk. Well, first off, let me start off with you know, like the UGK era, you know what I'm saying, early Jay-Z, but just getting into the snap music and crunk music. It was like that era of music was just off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Energy, it was like, let's go. Now, I know, granted, for those who went into like the Monastery and other spots back in the day, you know, it was certified music, you know, 666 Mafia, you know, the whole nine.
Sure, I got a story about that.
Lisa,
the crunk music section, me and my wife, we was doing a college step show on Page at the Y. So I had, I think I had 4 tops, 4 bottoms. These were the PV era then. And I had a pair of 15s down on the tree, the stands down there. And the step show was over. I put on Pastor Troy. First song, no play. Man, everybody was getting amped up. So I'm still cool because I'm finna put on my next song in a little bit. I'm getting that queued up. I got vinyl at that time. All of a sudden, I see my speaker rocking like this. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, they done started a fight. That was a fight that couldn't be stopped. I was like, man, this mud went on even like probably no more than a minute or less.
Jesus.
But them crunk songs were no joke.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, it was fun.
Who the crunk is? You gonna find out.
Turn the club up.
Yes. Yes. That era right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Man, what a time.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts in the state of music now? He had to take a deep
It's
breath.
different. It's different. You know, some of the music is not for me. I can't say because I'm older, because I try to put myself into a perspective where, just like my parents were, you know, they probably looked, or not even say my parents, but just people at my parents' age, as far as how they looked at our music as we came up. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, that music ain't no good, or that ain't the type of stuff we used to listen to when we was coming up. My parents, they pretty much kind of gave me a green light on most of my stuff that I played, because I was playing NWA in the backyard.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I was playing that so much I didn't even realize that it was, you know, Easy Email was cursing in there, because all I was just trying to bang the music out. And I forgot that they was cursing until my mother came out. You need to take that off, you know, and I respected that, took it off. But as far as the music now, as far as how things has changed, everything changes for a reason and for a season. For for new ideas to come up because you got new people. If you stay the same, you can never grow.
Right.
So the creativity with all of these different producers and artists, I salute to them. Some of them, some of the music is a little difficult to play, not as far as the crowd wanting to hear it, but some of it is where it's not like you and I and other people may grew up where we actually dance. Everybody's chill and vibing.
Oh,
so
man.
your reaction is like, are they enjoying this? And then you got to think about, like, if you're doing a high school set, it's not like you're doing your job because people think a DJ is doing good because they see people mingling and interacting on the floor dancing. If they see them across on the wall and not having a good seem to not be having a good time. Reason why I said it that way because you got songs that they vibing off of. They could be a hot song, but they're not gonna dance off of it, but they want you to play it. Mm-hmm. But they're not finna get in the middle of the floor and do any type of reaction. The only thing they're gonna do is just, bounce, that's my jam or whatever, or that's my song. But songs like that is the songs that I really don't like to play because it doesn't work for me, for my client.
Right.
Because the client doesn't know. And then a lot of the music now, some of the music now is not even danceable for people, if you doing it. I know you said you kind of stopped doing the high school. People don't believe that I'm still doing high school sets. Mm-hmm. For the simple fact, outside of they paying, I'm still trying to figure out my next move as far as if I want to bring somebody else in to take over.
That part.
Because I still want to keep my clients.
Right.
But as far as before I can do that, you got to find somebody that's reliable.
Right.
And then it's just going to follow the pattern. I'm not too much worried about them trying to be me, but you still got to follow a certain guideline that I set out and that the client want. Because once you go around it, then you may have problems, and that's when you don't have that contract no more. So basically, I'm not saying don't be you, but still follow some of the guidelines that I set for it to keep this client happy and their guests. Mm-hmm.
Because once again, it's not about you.
Yeah, so a lot of the music today, I would say is very creative. Some is good and some is okay. Mm-hmm. I like some of the music and some of it I can do without. Because it hasn't caught my attention. Mm-hmm. But let me say, every song that's out that could be a good song to somebody else doesn't mean because I don't like it, it's not good.
Right.
As a DJ and then just a person or a consumer myself, I do have the right to make my choice. But if a client asks for it, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like for me, there's been times where a client would say, "Oh, can you play it?" And I'm like, "Who? What?" And I'll play it, and like the whole room just comes together. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." Then I was like, "Okay, well, I do have my other crates when I have music like that."
Right.
Okay, well, they vibing off this. Let's go ahead and keep it going. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And keep that energy up.
Right.
So that I'll keep on playing some, songs similar to that.
Yeah.
Because I see. I found that spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all know DJs, when y'all find that right spot, you want to keep that thing going as long as you can.
Yeah.
But something that you brought up that is so true is that we're now in a situation as DJs where, and I was telling like a former client about this. Like a client was like, I want to make sure that people are always on the dance floor or, always da-da-da-da. And I'm like, these people are different now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That, yes, they want to go out to a big event and have a huge turnout, but you cannot expect everyone at every song
Right.
to look like a house party, vibe.
Yeah.
People are going to be there, like you said. Some want to come just to bring a chair, have a hookah, weed, whatever it is, and just vibe out and sit down and just be like this.
Yeah.
And sing, rap every song.
Yeah.
Do whatever. You may have sometimes, you might jump up but you can't have the expectation right now. Maybe it will change, how trends and fads are.
Yeah.
But just right now, it's more of a social event than it is everyone is dancing.
Yeah. The generation different.
It's different. But shouts out to good brotherlism. Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to bring up. So, and then he also wanted me to ask you about this. Ask him about him rapping too.
Wait a minute now.
Talk about it.
He bringing us some stuff now. I was trying to write some stuff back in the day, right before I met my wife, which vandalism. Well, no, it's not vandalism no more.
Good brother,
yeah. Before I met them, I had notepads of music that I was writing, and then I had a 4-track machine back in the day.
Okay.
So I was putting stuff down. I even had a sampler. I had a drum machine, a 707. I didn't have the 808, but I had the 707. All of that stuff, I was putting beats down and just writing music, and then I would record myself on a few things. But I wasn't that person that I would say I was a good rapper. I could probably write a few things, for somebody, but as far as me being that guy, that wasn't me. But at the time, I put some stuff down.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I love it. So I want to mention a few names, man. And when I saw this, I was like, man, that is amazing that you have been in the position from where you started from before, just trying to get your feet wet, trying to get an opportunity to now you're providing sound. But you provided live sound for Donnell Jones, Carl Thomas, Webby, Key Glock, Wale, Mystical, DJ Quick, Selena Johnson, Kiki Wyatt, DJ Drama, 8 Ball MJG, Juvenile, Young Dolph, Kelly Price, Yellow Man, Katana, Big Rob, Trina, Mia X, Black Youngster, 21 Savage, Kerry Hilson, Rakim, Shy Glizzy, K. Michelle, Ro James, Anthony David, Dreezy, and a slew of others. Talk about for you being able to have the opportunity to provide sound, and how did that happen for you?
Let me see. Well, it started off, I give it to my nephew as far as one of them. I had started before he had got me hooked up with a client. I was doing a few national acts on my own, and my wife, we'd get a call, and it was a guy that's from Columbia. He'll come down and say he got an act he'll bring in because he was a promoter. And actually, he's the one that actually managed, what's his name? I call him the Twerk King.
Golly. It's K Styles.
Yeah. He manages him.
Okay.
So at least he used to anyway, but I think he still manage him. So he was always bringing people down. One time I had a big DJ job and I couldn't go, and I sent a buddy of mine, DJ Flex, to run sound for Case and John B. I gave him all the equipment and just told him go ahead and do the show somewhere in Columbia. But as far as here, my nephew had got me a gig where I done some for Anthony David, but I was just getting a gig to run the sound for this place. But Anthony David ended up being on a ticket later down the road. So I would say my nephew was the one that got me the gig to get in-house for running for Anthony David. But as far as later down the road, I started getting called to do stuff at the Marquee. I done probably 20 national acts down there getting the call. I did a monitor mix, so I didn't bring in the whole full system for some of those artists. But like the Donnell Jones, the Carl Thomas, that was my full system that I had to run because that wasn't in-house. I had to provide the whole sound and lighting and all that stuff, monitor mixes and stuff like that. But the experience with every artist, I didn't have a problem with it all.
That's nice.
Everybody was humble. I know a lot of people be like, why you didn't take pictures with such and such? I think I got a picture with two people that I was able to get a hold of. One is Rakim, and the other one was Kiki Wide. And I was trying to get a picture with MJG because the way things were set up, they had, once they leave the stage, they go through the back. And I was trying to track him down, and he was kind of walking a little funny. And then I was like, he looked like he kind of get nervous. So I was like, can I get a picture? And he was like, man, I kind of got to go, but what's up? Blah, blah, blah. And then when he said something else, I said, I think I'm making him nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because see, a lot of them artists don't know that it's me running sound because I'm not out there where I'm in a flashy outfit or making myself known, hey, I'm your sound man. All I do is come in when a client hire me or hire us to do a job. I'm just here. I get the sound check before they come, and then I do the sound check when they do come. And I'm just here to do the job. And you probably don't even know I was in the building. So when I did it, I probably startled him. So I held off, and I was like, these things as far as me getting pictures to put on my own system as far as at home for people can see on the internet who we done sound for, that's gonna be hard for me unless I talk to the promoter. But it's not a big deal because the main thing is the experience versus a picture.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But everybody was good. Only person that said something, but it was funny. No, it ain't no big deal. DJ Quick was like, turn his vocals down out of his monitor. I love my music. I just want to hear my music. Cause I guess he figured he got a big mouth anyway. So that was it, you know. But as far as anybody having a problem with running the sound, I was good. All praise due to Allah. I'm good.
Has there been that one artist that you was like, oh man, this is dope. I'm able to do this. And is there an outside of what you just told me with DJ Quick, but was there like another story that just stood out from your career of providing live sound?
Everything has been just straightforward. The same. It's been always experience, and everything has been great. Only thing I would say was a questionable setup for me was Donnell Jones. Now, you know, as far as a sound person, your speaker's supposed to be up front, in front of the stage, and not behind the stage. Well, the promoter got greedy. He set tables up in the area where my gear was supposed to be at. So
it forced you to stand up behind.
Yeah. And doing sound check, Donnell Jones came to me. It wasn't that feedback. None was feedback. The sound check went fine, but he was like, hey, I ain't trying to get in your business. But don't the speakers supposed to be up front? I was like, yeah. I said, but the promoter said he wanted back here because he got tables right here, and the people gonna say it's too loud. So I just had to do what I had to do. And tweak the sound the best as I could, you know. So everything was fine. But that was a position I didn't want to be in. And it's like, you know, when you're doing a show, you don't supposed to set no speakers right on the corner. I mean, no tables right in front of where the speakers normally go for mostly any concert.
Right.
You know, so it's all good.
So something that is amazing to me that I wanted to ask you, because once again, Smooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. And as we're talking, you know, my whole intent was, of course, we just two men having a wonderful discussion.
That's right.
But I'm also learning. I'm also grasping what you're telling me, so it could help me out down the line for what I'm doing, and hopefully for future collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
But when did you get to that point where you were not just DJing, but you wanted to be a sound man? And then second, how did you start to collect all these speakers and subs and this and that? Like how were you able to manage that? Was that with the help of your wife, or how did that start in regards to you being able just to start saving up and get more equipment to the point that you probably got a whole warehouse somewhere of items, you know?
My wife bought a pair of speakers, the newer version of the SP2s when they came out. And I think that was my first pair prior to whatever speakers I had or was renting. We was renting all the time.
Okay.
And this company here that was in Maplewood, I was always renting these SP2s. They were the newer SP2s that came out. And she surprised me and rented those for me. And that's where it started picking up, where I had a pair of 15-inch speakers, you know, because remind you, she had bought my first 1200. So we started building equipment slowly with the profits we was making. Of course, any business, you put some to the side, or if you can't put something aside, you got to use it for your household until you can get some money to put to the side. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna be real with you. You know, sometimes you can't have money that you make off of a gig, depending on your situation,
right,
to put to the side or buy some other equipment. You got to put it in your household. So I didn't harp on that, and she knew the type of person I was. It's like, let's do what we can, and later down the road, we started building with the will of God. We started piecing equipment and less renting equipment to where we end up owning our own stuff.
Yeah, because that's how I am, and my wife would tell you the same thing, is that if I don't have to, I would not want to, you know, depend on someone else and have to rent this or whatever, because I want to be able to just say I have my own stuff. You know, it's different when you have your own compared to having to rent. I mean, I can't recall the last time I have rented equipment, because a lot of stuff that I do for my events, I have pretty much everything I need. If I don't have it, down the line, I'm gonna get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just pretty much been how I am.
I had a guy that I was working with doing a high school event, and I think I had rented some SB2s, and he got mad because he was helping me with the equipment one time. He's like, "Man, my speakers could have done good." I was like, "You ain't got no highs. Your tweeters, they was tweeted highs or tweeters at that time he had, they were blown. So why would I do that inside of a big gym?" I don't know if you ever been into Roosevelt's gym, but I had to DJ, and we had a contract with Roosevelt for all their gigs. And he wanted to bring 2 speakers in there, and they was between 15s or 12s, and they was Geminis. And the highs was gone. He's like, "I told you my speakers sound good in here." Nah, bro. That ain't how I roll. You know what I'm saying?
And how many watts were they?
I don't know, but anything sound good when you ain't got nobody in the building yet.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, that gym needed some lows. I had got some dual 15 subs. Them was banging. At the time, they wasn't crossed over, and I would prefer them not to be crossed over, because you hearing the mids coming through them. So it made it extra loud in there. And you still got your bass in there. And plus, that's a big facility in that gym, or big gym. So everything sounded great in there. But he tried to convince me that his 2 15s, Geminis with no horn, was going to sound decent in there. It wasn't no need to rent. You're not getting me out there like that.
Yeah, right. I feel you on that. And something I do want you to speak about, because you are a Black business. And one of my biggest pet peeves has been the way that we as Black businesses don't have a more professional standard and pride about our business. You know, my wife and I went through a stretch last year where we've hired Black businesses to do this, to do that. They'll ghost, they come up with excuses. You know, it's like the lack of communication.
Yeah.
And, you know, we want to support each other. We want to support Black businesses, but at the same token, you also have, as a Black business, you had to give us a reason for us to want to continue to support you. You know, I was talking to, I had T Parks on a few weeks ago, and I discussed how, you know, the viral food person, Darius Cooks, had came to St. Louis and was going to different restaurants and grading. Not one time did he say, "Oh, don't go here and support." You know, he wasn't putting down Black people saying, "Oh, don't come here and support this person." He was just saying, "No, maybe your staff wasn't friendly. The food wasn't cooked warm enough. The presentation," you know what I'm saying? So he's trying to uplift Black businesses, and you have some Black business that was like, "Oh, cool, let me take notes. Do this, do that, because I want to be better at what I do." You know, that's that pride. Then you had others, "Oh man, I don't want to," you know, they don't want to take in that criticism. So it goes back to having that pride as a Black business, especially when our own people, we don't mind going to the other companies and we don't ask them for discounts. Oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? You my boy, you my cousin, you my whatever, you know, give me that good discount. Well, why should we give you a discount? But our equipment costs thousands of dollars. You know, if I do a wedding, you know, the preparation leading up to the wedding day, that's a whole lot. They ain't just no 1 hour. Okay, no, that takes, and you wonder why the prices are high. We go through a lot of stuff to get ready for that day. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just one little thing. So just talk about, for you, how important is it for Black businesses to start having more professionalism and standing more on business and conducting ourselves in a better way?
I would say, instead of saying very important, it's extremely important because many of us have dropped the ball because we have gotten a business for ourselves and figure that we're going to get clients on a daily basis or a monthly basis, or however it may be, depending on your type of business, because it's your business and you got a product that you want to offer. But if you're not presenting yourself professionally or humbling yourself, knowing that that person can go somewhere else, understanding the business, you're gonna always find yourself, I won't say fail, but find yourself not succeeding the way you possibly want to succeed, or you're going to get the people that, the riffraff type of people. You know, it's important because all of that you do and how you conduct yourself in your business reflects on you. You know, at the end of the day, you got to realize your name is on the ticket. Just like you said, the customer service, when the guy's saying maybe it was the customer service is important. You can have the best product out there, but if you got a bad attitude, people will leave and go somewhere else. You may be right around the corner in walking distance, and the person coming to get your product is so happy that you're right there. But if they don't like the way that you conduct business with them and see how you conduct business with others, they'll go somewhere downtown for less headache and more respect, you know, and sometimes pay more to not have to deal with you. So now what? You like wondering why you're not getting business or your numbers is dropping. You got to look inside yourself and figure out what's the problem with the business. Is it me? Is it my staff? Is it my product? Or is it the whole shebang? I need to reinvent myself, you know, because many people always criticizing others, but don't look within ourselves, like I said. And we are our biggest failure without knowing it, because we got a little change in our pocket. You know, you got to humble yourself, take that arrogance down, and be willing to learn from criticism. Your customer is your lifeline. Without your customer, you're not going to succeed with that business.
Right.
So you got to start with that one to build up. You know, people always say, when you get a business, start with your family members first. But if you ain't treating them right, you know, how you gonna treat the other customers that you don't know?
Right.
You know, so you got to do right.
But also, once again, family members or or people who you cool with, stop trying to ask for these discounts and show the support, because we have built up this empire and we want to continue to build, and we can't do that if you're trying to ask for discounts.
Yeah. I had me and my wife, we did a hair show, and one of the, it was like a competition hair show we did at the casino in St. Charles. And he literally said that he don't give his family members discounts. He shut that down. He said, you got to pay the price, you know, because he know what comes behind it. Everybody's going to be wanting a discount now. And then once you stop giving discounts, if you can't get discounts, they're going to have a problem with you. All of that comes into fact. You know, you even have people or clients that ask for a discount who never done any type of business with you in the past, but figure they need to get a discount. And, you know, I that just sets a bad taste in my mouth when you do that, because why do you feel you need a discount? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And like me and my wife, we don't even, like you said, you pretty much say the same thing. We don't ask for discounts. If you really realize and pay attention, we're probably the only race almost asks for discounts.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get a hookup. You know, that's you got to look back on yourself and figure out how things is running around here. Times has changed, but some of the stuff remains.
That's it. That's it, man. Let's this segment now is brought to you by Smoooth Moments. He doesn't know about it. All my guests who I had in the past never do either. But just talk about some certain moments that I did some research on. I just want to get your thoughts on. So let's talk about this photo right here.
You must have been on my page.
I get that all the time. Where did you get this stuff from?
So just like I said, the CDJs, if people thought I was just saying CDJs, now you see I had the CDJs.
Got the proof right there.
Yeah. So, you know, I was doing a party for my son's girlfriend and their family in their basement, you know, small party, rocking out the CDJs. That's when I was a little slimmer. But it was basically for a team party, and it was a good time down there.
That's what's up, man. And you brought up your son, and we had a brief conversation about him before the show. But talk about that feeling for you when he wanted to be a DJ and was taking, that route.
Yeah, he surprised me, and I'm proud of him too. You know, I know he went a different route, which I have no hard feelings or nothing looking down on him, because he's his own man. He's grown, and the avenue he's taken, he's successful at it. But I was really proud of him, because at first when he started DJing and learning to DJ, I initially didn't think he took it that serious. Because I didn't train a bunch of DJs, male and female DJs, and there's a lot of do's and don'ts he do. And I was just wondering, is he going to take heed to some of the stuff I was showing him or have taught? And I was like, I don't know if he going to do the things I was teaching him, or I may not agree with some of the decisions he made. But as he progressed and I watched, he become to be a real good DJ, and he was mixing. I was like, oh, one time I said, oh, you got that mix going like that? Yeah. I was proud. I was like, all right, you mixing on your own like that, because he wasn't doing a lot of the sync stuff. A lot of DJs now, you got the sync button, you good. I ain't taking away from nobody that's doing the sync. At first, I will admit at one time, especially coming from being a vinyl DJ, I was like, I ain't feeling that. But, I could care less now. Much power to you, because the most important thing is satisfying
the crowd.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna have your guests or your crowd. Hey man,
you can tell he hit that sync button.
Hey, I ain't gonna dance no more, man. He hit the sync.
Wait, listen, here it comes. Sync, there you go. Oh, everybody off the dance. No, they don't care now.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you provide the experience, that's all that matters. Yeah. And that's the thing that sucks, because mostly it's our culture.
Oh yeah,
we always try to find fault.
There you go.
And someone else is like, oh, so you could tell that he always be using the cue buttons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone is not going to be Jazzy Jeff. Everyone isn't going to be Code Zero or DJ Superman Speed or Biko or Biko or Charlie Chan. Everyone is not going to be, but as long as you know how to provide an experience.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? My style is not going to be similar to someone else, or you're going to say, oh, you remind me. No, you're going to say, oh, Smooth is different. And that's, I always want to be unique.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As long as people know that I'm engaging and that you're having a good time. A lot of times I do events, I may start off talking a little bit while I DJ, but majority of the time, I'm just in my zone.
Right.
Because people don't care about, I mean, sometimes you'll say, everyone say this, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll say the song, but a lot of times they just want to vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to try to be like someone else. Now, if that's part of your lane and you got it, of course, do it. But don't feel pressure to say, oh, well, I have to be just like this person.
Yeah.
No, find your niche. Find
your own image.
And make it happen. Yeah. And that's what has helped me, you know what I'm saying, for 20 years now.
Right. That's a blessing right there.
You know, bottom line. So let's keep on going with the next photo here. Show that one already. So you a man with a lot of different setups, man. So seeing this setup, but has there been a certain setup that you was like, man, this, like, you get done, you like, man, this is crazy. I did all this.
Yeah, it's been some stuff. Yeah, it's been some big jobs I've done where it's like double that amount. And you don't appreciate it, especially like right now, you got a picture of this. I remember the setup, but I can't remember where I was, but it looks like that's at Live at Lowe's, to be honest. That was a big day. That's like a half setup for me for that event. But it was a big day for me prior to that setup because I not only had to run sound, I DJ'd. That was a wedding reception for a band. A guy named Justin Time, used to be the Dirty Mugs. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was it. Yeah. So, and they had a client that wanted a DJ, so they put that in the budget, and it was a good time. And like you said, sometimes I don't appreciate something until I can sit back and see it, because you so much into what you're doing,
tunnel vision,
and then you don't see it until it's after, because it's a lot of work to that, which you already know. You know, that may look good now. Oh, that's cool, you know, but man, there was so much putting into it, you know, as far as wiring it up, make sure stuff is not sloppy, you know.
Presentation, yes.
I remember that day now because I'm about power. I want to make sure nothing's gonna go out. And I had to make sure I had like 2 to 3 different separate lines, and they had promised me they was gonna set me out a tap box, and the staff never did. Show was almost ready to roll. You know, we getting close to a little bit for sound check, you know, and then the show will be ready to roll, and they still haven't brought stuff out. And that stage, it took a minute to get that stage properly fit for Justin too, because they had a whole different outlook as far as how they wanted to be set up. It was all about communication and stuff.
And for what I'm seeing here, it's like it wasn't even a whole full stage for him to even be on.
That's the thing. That if you notice, I got to stand there and a monitor that's supposed to be going on a stage that's missing.
Right.
They didn't bring it out till later, way before the show, of course, because some of the communications that night or that day wasn't communicated with the proper staff. You know, so you know how that go.
Yeah, I actually had that last night, but everything still worked out well, so it's all good. But yeah, and then let's see. So here we go.
Cuddy.
DJ Cuddy, but like this setup here.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, that was an outdoor event. That was in Forest Park. That was for Stacy Static's daughter. That's the first time I met her daughter. She was doing something out there. That was the first time when I heard an Afrobeat song Cuddy had played at that time. At least I didn't recognize it as Afrobeats at the time. But that was a good, fun, and kind of chilly day.
When do you know, as an engineer, that the sound is just right?
After I'm doing sound, well, I won't say after I'm doing sound check. When I got all my levels and I like the way it sounds as far as stuff being balanced out, where if it depends, like if it's a DJ, it's basically like a track show.
Right.
So, you know, you can just mildly tweak what you need to tweak. But when it comes to live musicians, balancing them off and then EQing certain instruments outside of the vocals, once I know I got things balanced off to what I like, then I'm good. And I was taught, and I talked to some guy, a sound engineer. He said every sound engineer got their own way of doing things and what they think is best. And that's true, because I came across a sound guy who had a setting or a sound that I wouldn't never do, but I wasn't gonna go over there and tell him how to run his sound, you know, because it wouldn't be my place prior to him and I asked me. Now, if it was bad and people was complaining, I wouldn't even go over there and tell him, hey, you need to turn this down. I would tell him, this is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And he can make the decision. This is what I'm hearing from some of the guests, you know. And then, like I said, he can make the decision, but I'm not going to put my input to belittle him, because that's some stuff that I probably have done in the past somebody may not agree with. You know, I'm not perfect. As this goes along, the sound industry change. You have a standard, but I'm always can be taught. I'm not a person that's not willing to learn, because as this industry grows, things gonna be always tweaked. You know, technologies change. You know, just like now the digital boards. Back in the day, it wasn't digital boards for us to get a hold of like that. You know.
Yeah, and I would love my Behringer XR 18.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that thing, especially with a tablet or laptop, whatever.
Yeah, man.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Game changer. Talk about this setup live at Lowe's.
Oh yeah,
I've seen this setup plenty of times. It may have been an event that I didn't know that you set up for, but yeah.
You know, that event, I remember that. It's always, I just enjoy doing sound and DJing. So, and I remember that was for Kalanda. She did the event, because I see the 2 mic stands. That was for our 2 bag up singers. That table over there to the left.
That's a DJ.
That's for Charlie Chan. He DJ'd that day.
Gotcha.
You know, he didn't know I was running sound, so he brought in a 18 and probably a 12 or something. So I didn't have to patch him in, but that was a real fun day. Kalanda, she rocked the house that day.
So are you to the point that now you enjoy doing more sound engineering than DJing?
It's a toss up. It's like I can't say, because I love entertaining my guests and DJing. I would say if I can pick and choose certain DJ gigs, because like I said, I'm kind of fading out of certain gigs, not because of the pay. The pay is fine. It's just what I want to do, you know.
Right.
And if I can find some reliable people that I can trust or whatever, I can subcontract with them or pass on the gig entirely. If it's especially like the high schools. And I'm gonna get right back into that in a second. And here's another thing, you know, by me getting older, my beard is turning gray. And I was questioned by one of the staff members of a school, was trying to figure out was I going to be able to accomplish the teenagers. And this was told to me later, and I was like, yeah, there ain't no problem I got like 4 high schools I'm doing. I was like, this ain't no thing here. And they seeing the gray, so they already thinking this is an older guy. Of course, I'm older now, but they figuring that I don't know nothing about the music. But I study the music, and I still have a love for it, and I'm gonna make sure I execute what I'm coming out to do for the school. You know, so that was the situation with that. But as far as balanced and trying to figure out which I would rather do more than the other, or seeing myself doing more, I would almost wing to the sound, because see, it's of course it's totally different and the reaction is different, but I love seeing a musician and a singer performing, and they comfortable and pleased with how I got their monitor mix outside of the sound as the guest is hearing, and everything is balanced, hopefully perfectly for everybody to enjoy. And that's always a pleasing scene for me. Now, breaking equipment down,
that ain't fun. I know.
That's something totally different, but I always it always pleases me. Once I know they please, I'm happy. I have some sound guys, I know some sound guys, they like, well, this is all they getting, take it or leave it. Or I had one guy I had to let go as far as working for me, because he used the words, oh, they'll be all right. Forget what they asked for. They asked for this, but they'll be all right. Nah, you can't do that.
Right.
Because you don't know what's important to them and what they need at any part of the song or the show. So when a person started doing that, because I didn't let them go just because of that particular time. This was multiple times. And when you don't have a care for that, the quality of your service go down.
And it goes back to Black businesses.
There you go.
And having pride in your work.
Mm-hmm. People talk.
And there go your family.
Hey, Kalanda, how you doing?
There we go. Shouts out to Kalanda K. She's here. She's tuned in now, checking out her cousin DJ Code Zero. Mm-hmm. There she go. Best sound man and DJ. Thank you. Oh no, you talking about yeah, my bad. No, all good. But Kalanda, feel free after this show is over to go back to like the first 30 minutes of this conversation. We had a conversation about you and just how amazing you are as a human being. As a boss, as a person. Mm-hmm. So shouts out to you and to Beat District Radio, y'all. Yep. All black. First black owned, should I say. First black owned online radio station hailing from the city of Ferguson, man. So we hold it down. We had a great conversation as we are coming to a close, but we got some more photos that we want to go ahead and get in real quick. It ain't over, but I like this setup. This photo, it just shows, once again, you arriving early before chairs are set, before people are coming in, and once again, more than likely being the last one there. But this photo right here says a whole lot.
Ooh. Yeah, I collabed with a partner of mine on that. And that was a man. That was a 2-day. Well, that was a 2-event for me. Chrisette Michelle was there.
Oh, okay.
Lisa Ray was there. She was the host. That was at the Ritz-Carlton. Who else? Seven Lee, Murphy Lee's wife. She was one of the acts on the ticket. And it was a band there too, because they had to get some backline stuff. I can't remember their name. But prior to having to set that up, I had to leave to go set up a system over at the Garden. You ever been to the Garden?
No.
That's in Wellston. Real popular place for bands, live bands. They have every Tuesday.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you said the Garden. I'm thinking big stage, like Madison Square Garden.
No.
But you talking about the Garden? Yeah, so I've been there.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I had to set something up over there. And then when I came back, Sir Thurl was DJing, because when I left, I think Seven Lee was performing. So the headliner, which was Chrisette Michelle, she hadn't made it on. Yeah, so I ran sound for Seven Lee before I had to leave to go set that other rig up. But that was a long night. Seeing, like you said, man, people don't know, man. That event probably didn't start at 6 or 7 o'clock, but we there around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And ain't no going home. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, by the time you set up, and depending on your thing that you do, I do my own self sound check before the artists come in, so it won't have to take so long. I mean, everybody do their own thing, but that's how I do it. So most of the time, all praise due to Allah, meaning blessing to God, all praise go to Him, meaning I would say 85 to 90% of the time, once I done my sound check, and when the artists get up there, and this is not bragging, so please don't take that like I'm bragging. They don't have too much to tweet, or they may say I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody may say, can you put something in this monitor? Or they may not say nothing at all. So that's a high percentage, and I'm blessed to have that. So,
and that's once again because of the experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be pretty much getting the key idea of
what they want. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It may be a little different if they bring it in there, then you don't know, because you don't know exactly what they want in or out. But if it's just a straight monitor mix, I'm good until the musicians get there and say, hey, can you put in or take out her vocal or this or that, because everybody got their own preference.
Right. How much did COVID affect your business? Love the hat too.
Oh, appreciate it. Probably 25%. It slowed down a lot of stuff, but it wasn't. It seemed like the time where it slowed down is when it was like a slow season. We end up getting stuff, and the percentage may be a little higher than 25%, but for right now, I know it was during the slow season where we got affected. And during our slow season, that's when we try to regroup and figure out how can we make the slow season progress into not being a slow season, if possible. And it's, during that time, it's a challenging situation when you have a slow season, and you got to figure out how you can find clients that's going to need service. But at that time, nobody was wanting to have anything to deal with or to do with as far as being in the public alone. You know what I'm saying? Even if you had masks on, they really didn't want to come out. So I wasn't getting a lot of gigs for a minute to where it started picking up. So that's why I say it's sitting at 25% somewhere in there, but they were private gigs. So like the big gigs, I wasn't doing a lot of big stuff because a lot of people they wasn't allowed to have a certain amount of people in the building.
Got you.
You know, you remember that?
Yeah.
You can have so many and
Yep.
that's it, you know. So stuff picked up and I was just fine tuning myself doing that, you know, that progress as far as music. Cause I always collect music and it's always something I'm looking for. You know, I may hear on the radio, the TV, I always create something. I may even get my Shazam if I don't know what that is. And I'm like, I like that beat, you know. So during that downtime, I was just pretty much trying to still stay humble and straight, you know. So I would say that 25% would be a close percentage because we was getting calls and I also got a few calls to do mixtapes. Yeah. So little change come through here and there, you know.
And the whole live stream thing was big too.
Oh yeah, I've done a few of those. Me and my wife, we was doing stuff in the kitchen. We call it in the kitchen. I got some of them videos somewhere.
That's what's up. This is along with live DJing to entertain people for free. Yeah, I just brought up. And Kalanda said earlier, you kept us going and inspired. DJ live in your house during COVID. Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
And I always say this too for myself and my business, especially with the sports talk show I have. It allowed me to be able to have people that maybe weren't available at first because everything was shut down.
Yeah.
It allowed people to be available. And that changed everything in regards to my sports talk show brand. Because then you had, everyone had Zoom, but then you had other platforms coming out like StreamYard now. You know what I'm saying? Like they got big. So now everyone, they had to come to your house or to a place where you can just all be online, at home, in the front room, whatever, and still have a great show.
Yeah.
So, and I always say this because I do want to make sure that we, give our hearts and condolences out to those who may have lost someone due to COVID.
Yeah.
But for me and Smoooth Productions, it definitely took it to a whole nother level that I didn't even see. I mean, I always wanted it, but I didn't see it happen because of COVID.
Yeah.
But it just jumped up because everyone was so accessible.
Right.
So they at home looking like, what can I do? What can I watch? And whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what COVID did for me and my business. Yeah. It just took it to boom. And so I get this person on, and then they know this person. They know that person. They know that person. Oh, yeah, I saw you had so-and-so on. So now it grew like, you know what I'm saying, a wildfire, you know what I'm saying, and made things that much more of a blessing. But yeah, so definitely COVID was something else. Hopefully we don't have to go back to as extreme as it was.
Yeah.
But it definitely propelled Smoooth Productions. Talk about all-in-one entertainment. This is your opportunity to, for those who may not know about it, to talk about it. And then second part, talk about being able to have this business and doing your passion with the love of your life.
Well, that woman right there, that's my heart and soul right there. And she's the actual person that came up with the name All-in-One Entertainment. Initially, we was under a company which I came up with. The name was Soundproof Mobile DJs, because we was pretty much a DJ company and kind of slowly merging into sound. But sound wasn't, I think it was like, oh, I can kind of do that, but it wasn't on a bigger scale. Nothing even compared to what we're doing now. And my wife came up with All-in-One Entertainment because she does a lot prior to booking for artists, doing all kind of connections with, if you need a caterer, balloon services, seat covers, decorations. She can modify a lot of stuff. And it's all up under one umbrella. That's why it's called All-in-One Entertainment, because whatever your need is, we can pretty much handle from A to Z, and we're the type, if it doesn't fit our services, for some reason, me and my wife is the same. For some crazy reason, if it's something that we do not deal with, sometimes we go out our way, like we wearing ourselves out to find who does that. Like it's gonna be our services, so that client doesn't go walking away, empty-handed the same way they came.
Right.
You know, some people just say, like when we was talking about price, if they not talking our prices, you tell them that you're not available or you can't do it. So that person to go away empty-handed. So I don't like to leave somebody empty-handed with a question mark on their face if something I can help out. So me and my wife is basically the same on that. If it's something within our means, we can help that client out, even though they're not going with our services. We go well and beyond to try to help that client get what they need. You know, we'll try to get a referral. You know, so I never had a problem referring a person that does the same services, or even if it's not a service that I don't do, you know, looking out. Sometimes I even screenshotted different companies that people may be looking for on Facebook that I don't have nothing to do with, where it can be somebody doing something with say drywall. You know, drywall ain't got nothing to do with sound and DJ, and you know, so if I know somebody need that service and I can find it for them, or I know somebody that does it, I, you know, screenshot them the name or whatever. I may even Google it, you know, where it look like I already had it, but at least they got a go-to, you know.
Right.
So that's just me and my wife. That's how we do.
And shouts out to my wife, man. She is like, the more we think about it, it's like I am like the hustler, entrepreneur. You know, there's something that I always thought it was cool. Eventually, I'm going to do it. Like, that's my mindset. Where she's more of the business side.
That's corporate, my wife. That's,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I've been trying to get my wife. Now, it was before Sadal and Steve Jinks helped me out with gigs. She would help me out with gigs. You know, she'll get chords wrapped up, and you know, depending on the weight, she'll pick up, you know, a speaker, you know, whatever. But she hasn't had to do that in a long time now. I know she's thankful of that. But I've been wanting to get her to do even more with Smoooth Productions. One, because she's a woman who has a personality that attracts people. Which sells.
That's good. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when she watched, she going like, why he put me on? I had to do it sometime because your talents and your blessings need to be put out there more. So that's why I'm saying this. But like, I love what I'm saying with you and your wife. Yeah. And shouts out also to church members of mine, Gary and Shalita Harrison. He's a DJ. He you know, does that as well. He recently moved to Kentucky. And every time I see him at an event, who's there? His wife. You know, helping him out, whatever. So I love seeing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially because y'all have a brand and y'all make this money together. Yeah. And like, our goal has been, we want to be able to make money in our sleep. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Someone be like, oh, yeah, I know Smoooth Productions do this. They provide drone services. Oh, yeah. We wake up and we get a notification, boom, booking for drone services, or booking for DJing, booking for a podcast, booking for whatever. That's the level that I want us to get into. And I'll be like, I think you should be doing some MCing, wifey. Be a host, be a hype person. Right. You know, because when we go out, she like the party starter. Right. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be dancing, getting everyone going. So imagine you did that and you get paid. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully she sees this episode, and because I've always been big on vision. And like I can tell that if you use the blessings, not skill, the blessings that you have been given, because it wasn't something that she trained up to be. No, it's just something that it's just in her. So not to cut you off, before I met my wife, she had already been into the DJ industry. Wow. She was already DJing on the radio. You know, she met Dr. Jockenstein and her cousin Lance Allen. He was a DJ, so she was already DJing, and it was funny. She told me they had lost a contract, which was at O'Fallon Tech. They was doing it, and come to find out, I was the one that ended up getting the contract. So that's a funny story, you know. So,
But yeah, she was DJing, and then when I met her, both of us we had stopped at a period of time of DJing, and we resurfaced, and then ended up getting the business up to get, and going. It wasn't soundproof at the time, and we ended up incorporating getting soundproof as a name, and then she started DJing later down the road. She didn't do the vinyl. After that, back in the day, she did the vinyl. But when we started back up, as far as her, she started with CDs, but I was doing the vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she'd do the smaller sets, but the sets, even though she was doing the smaller set, it still had a lot of people, you know, like 200 or 300. And hey, she was rocking it out for over 6 or 7 years, if not a little longer, you know.
That's what's up.
She just decided to fall back. She didn't like the way the industry was changing, you know, how certain people want certain songs, which is her decision. I respected that, you know. And plus she had kind of got more into fashion because she does fashion shows. So we produce shows. So which, you know, we give shows, we have live bands or local acts and stuff like that. And we produce them throughout the city, just depending on the type of event it is and the location. Like I was mentioning earlier, she's into fashion. She's doing, she used to do the seat covers, but we got somebody else to do that as far as putting them on.
Yeah.
So she just pretty much delegate that. So we have a seat cover service. We do the balloons. We do the catering if somebody needed catering, photography. It's just multiple other stuff. Of course, the 360 photo booth we incorporated a few years ago, and selfie booth. So all of that is under All-in-One Entertainment, you know. So it's a blessing to have a wife that is in the industry and understand we're gonna have some late nights.
Right.
You know,
right.
sometimes we had set up an event where we may have left probably like 8 or 9 in the morning and didn't get home till 1 or 2 in the morning.
And then probably the next day you had to get up early. Yeah, I get it, man. Yeah. So shouts out to, once again, you and your wife. And it leads me to ask this question. Talk about that feeling when you realize that you didn't have to work a 9 to 5.
Well, I'm actually still working.
Okay, so you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I would love to be at that point to be self-employed and be in a good standing position not to. And that's what we working on now, me and my wife. I know a lot of people say, I'm just gonna leap out there in faith. Well, I'm a leap with making sure things is in order. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when you leaving, I don't mean you're gonna jump in the right position and things gonna run smooth. You wanna have a plan. I know some people didn't have plan. Well, things is different for certain people. Some things work out for somebody, some people in their favor and everything worked out. And then some people try to do that, which I'm not saying I know who did that, but I just know some people may have done that and it backfired, you know, and I don't want to be in that position where, man, I need to have a plan B or even a C, because I thought A was going to work and I put all my eggs over here, and now I don't have a place to fall back on just in case of emergency. So our thing is, let's prepare. You know, that's the thing, like you say, with our culture, some people love to just go ahead and do and don't think about the back end or their own responsibilities or even their family. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about them. I'm the type, I'm making sure, if I can, making sure that everybody's straight to a certain point.
Right.
You know, where I won't be leaving burdens on them. Even in, you know, at the time, if God takes me today, I want to make sure that they okay.
Yeah.
You know, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and yeah, so pretty much the lesson in that is your plan may not align with God's plan.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, as much as you may want to take off this route, but God is preventing you from doing that because He's trying to prevent you from going down a road where you may not even return to be yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you have to look down. You have to look at it and say, "Oh man, if I would have," just like I always like to say, you always had that one girl in high school that you just crushing over, and you wanted to be with her, and you find out years down the line how he or she looks now, or how he or she lives their life,
right.
and you like, thank God I didn't take that route.
Right.
That applies to other things in life too.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know, and I would say if things would have worked out for me in high school where I went to a major college and played basketball, then I may not have met my wife.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a time for everything.
Exactly.
God puts you in place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a whole message right there for y'all if y'all didn't catch it. But as we end this amazing conversation, brother, this has been awesome. But I just want to personally say that a lot of the things that I've done with Smoooth Productions, I've looked at what you've done.
I appreciate it.
With All-in-One Entertainment. You know, from certain setups I've seen you do, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And then I'll go on Amazon and I'll get it and I have for my stuff. I'm like, that's it. So, and because once again, I'm all about love,
right.
and I love to collaborate with people who I feel like-minded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And positive things. Now, have I been burned before by people? Yes, I have. You know, I thought I had a partnership going. I thought I had a brotherhood going, and I got ghosted. I got played.
Right.
So there's been a stretch where I've been like, man, I got to do it by myself.
Yeah.
Then sometimes you feel like you just got to go ahead and just take everything in by yourself. But I've been blessed once again to have some people like Sadal, like Steve Jenks, to have my back when need be. But going back to you. Like I said, a lot of things that I have done, I've seen what you have done, and I'll be like, man, that's dope. Yeah. And I love what he's doing, and what you have done from DJing and now sound engineer is a very similar path to what I'm aspiring to be in regards to branding the live sound part even more. And I told you a while years back when I think we talked about maybe that time I saw you outside of Beat District Radio a few months ago
handing out food,
and I was like, hey, I'm down to, I know you said subcontract or partnerships or whatever. Like I said, if I feel that this person is one serious about it, knows what they're doing, they ain't playing no games, you got pride in your business,
right?
That's what I want to partnership with, because it's only gonna make me better. It's gonna make us better, and you're gonna know that you're gonna have someone that you can rely on.
Right. Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm saying on Smoooth Conversations, man, I would love for Smoooth Productions to do a partnership, do some subcontracting, do some more amazing events that's gonna better you and I. And do a lot of projects going to 2026 and beyond, because I feel like we can definitely enhance what we have already been doing.
Yeah,
man.
I'm down for it.
You know what I'm saying? Let's make that happen.
Hey, I'm secondhand right live TV, so
y'all see it right there, man. We're gonna make it happen. You know, like we said before, there's so much money out here. The money is not going to go out.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to leave. Now we'll leave. We'll depart, but like you said, we want to put ourselves in position where if you're done with DJing, if you're done doing certain events, you can be like, oh well, I'm good on it, but I have this.
Here's some people don't understand where they may think they too big. It's a sound guy that I helped out. I won't put his name out there, who has massive equipment. And I seen where he said sometime he may need a roadie, somebody to help load and unload and set up the equipment. I wanted to help, You know what I'm saying? I know I was getting paid, but that wasn't all. It was experience, and I was knowing that I would be there for him. So that's letting the person know I'm not too big to or it's not beneath me to do a job that I got people that I normally have for me to do. Because, you know, it's always going to be somebody need help, and it's the learning experience, because I learned a lot from him just from them times that I was with him. And then it was just a blessing of being on the other side of the fence. You know, you learn how to appreciate the job, being in that field, making sure you're treating your workers when you have a gig at the same time too, where you got workers, make sure you treating them properly, you know. So it's a whole wide range of stuff that I had got myself into that I learned. And some of the stuff, even though that I knew, I just ran with it and just helped out those several events. And these were festivals, you know, big festivals. Yeah. You know, this guy, he was like, yeah, my stuff can probably do 5,000 people out here. That's how big that festival, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, it's never beneath me to help out somebody where I'm finna carry some speakers for somebody else, you know, and got to be told to do something. I don't have no ego like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no, I'm smooth. Smooth is talking third person. Smooth don't pick on speaker. Smooth don't do no. No, smooth about, you know what I'm saying, collaborating, doing positive things, man, because we need more positivity in this world, man.
Yeah.
We need it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one of the reasons why I joined Beat District Radio as well, because I saw from Kalanda, from Joe, you know what I'm saying, the positive mindset.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have a positive energy. You know what I'm saying? Going back to being optimistic and, well, prove to me that we can't do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what it is. So with that being said, like I said, we're going to make some things happen.
Yep.
And get busy doing our passion.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, why do we give 100% to a company that doesn't give a damn about us, but don't go 110, 120 for the stuff that we love to do?
Yeah.
That has to stop.
Yeah.
That has to stop. Yeah. So with that being said, man, did you have any special shout outs? You can go look at that camera and for people who want to contact you and everything.
Oh man, just shout out to my wife, Ethel Bryce, my nephew Van, my sons, DV Hendricks, Hakeem Jr., I should say. All my friends that I seen, asked them questions. You know, there's so many people to shout out. So I just got to make sure I do that. And anybody on Facebook that's watching that follows us, appreciate you guys tuning in, and look forward to doing business with some of the local bands. And me and my wife from All in One Entertainment is planning something new for this year. And shout out to Retro Boogie 2.0. Get ready for this year. This summer is our year, right? 2026.
There it is. I love it. And last but not least, I love to ask this question, but takeaway being a DJ, takeaway being a sound man, a rapper, takeaway being, a father. Who is Hakeem Salim?
I am a servant, trying to be a good servant to God. My main issue, I know I got a family and everything, but I got to be obedient to God. I'm still a work in progress, even though I done read my Quran multiple times and I try to lead by example, but I can still do better because a lot of people may say, well, I'm saved and I'm doing this, but you don't know if you actually doing everything right. So you got to pray every day to hopefully lead you in that right direction to make sure the things that you thinking you following is correct, and you're forgiven if it's some stuff that you have done, because we all have those bad thoughts or sometimes fall off the path. But the more we surround ourselves around good, humble people, God-fearing people, and we read and trying to do our best, we'll be there. And that's where I'm trying to be and lead myself to, along with my family. Anybody that wants to be a part of it. You don't have to be the same faith. It's only one God. That's the main thing, is to try to do the right thing that God has set for us to do. You know, when he created the Torah, the Bible, and he got the Quran, all those books are about us, each individual. Even though there's so many people in the world, that book is about you as an individual, which means it's for everyone. It ain't pertaining to no race. It's about you and your soul and what have you done while you was here on the time frame here on earth. And best believe you got to see him at the end.
There we go, man. Well, speaking of the end, it's the end of my conversation. Thank you again, brother.
My pleasure, man. It's a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Everyone, stay tuned. Smoooth Productions, All in One Entertainment. It's going down. Infinity and beyond, y'all. But with that being said, Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Hope that you all have enjoyed it. Go ahead once again. Go ahead then and scan that QR code top right of the screen and connect with any and all things Smoooth Productions. As I said before, for those who want to support KBDR Beat District Radio, shoot us an email, info@beatdistrictradio.com. If you want to have an ad played throughout one of our shows or throughout, the whole day on the radio station, or you want to sponsor one of the shows, I can say Smoooth Conversations is brought to you by your company. I got y'all. We can make that happen. We have so many amazing other shows on KBDR Beat District Radio. So definitely do that. But once again, scan the QR code right now. Use your phone and go ahead and scan and check out everything under the Smoooth Productions umbrella. You will see, my website, my phone number. I have different links to my social media pages. You'll also see the platform sports talk show that I hold down every Wednesday night. Every first Wednesday, you have ladies' night. Every last Wednesday, you have the man cave. In between, you have me hosting the main show, where I have a collection of both ladies' night and the man cave. So every Wednesday, it goes down. And once again, smooth moments, need photography, videography, amazing drone services. Let's make it happen. Smoothproductions.com. Once again, smooth with 3 O's. This has been an amazing show, amazing conversation. Y'all have an amazing rest of y'all week and 2026. Once again, Happy New Year. And let's go ahead and get this thing cracking and start off on the right foot. Stay positive, stay tuned, and everyone definitely stay.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.